Today I weaned my first round of babies. I will give you some tips that give you a big advantage over your competition. On weaning day, I vaccinate the babies with PMV rotavirus and I pox them, and I'm going to give you my reasons why. Most of the vets around the world, the consensus is that the rotavirus is the root of young bird sickness. So it's best to use the PMV rotavirus. Any brand will do. I buy different companies. I think it's all about the same. The other thing I do is I pox them at weaning. I'll include a video down below on how I do this, how I mix the pox vaccine. I think that the pox vaccine gives them a massive immune response. So it makes them resistant to other conditions, other diseases. So the pox will kick in over the next couple weeks. There'll be a big burst in the immune system along with the PMV and Rota, and the pigeons should be better for it. As many of you know, I do not medicate the birds ever. There's no antibiotics used at McLaughlin Lofts. I will treat an individual pigeon, but I will not flock treat the birds. So these babies have a lot of natural immunity passed from their parents. The parents also pass the gut bacteria, so their intestines have a high-end gut biome, the friendly gut bacteria, which will also help them fight disease. So my birds have been antibiotic free for over 10 years. I worm them, I vaccinate them, and these babies have a big advantage because of this. Something else I'm really happy with this year is every baby I like. Rarely do I wean around to babies and I like them all. I like them. They're all very nice, feathered, very corky babies. If you're weaning babies and they feel like lead, there's a problem. They should have muscle, they should have great feather, soft and silky, but they still shouldn't be heavy. So be careful of the ones that feel heavy out of the nest, because more often than not, they're going to be very difficult to condition throughout their career. At weaning, my babies have all the feed they want in front of them. Today I put in safflower and Vaccination champion mix. This is terrific. Do not just try to make your babies eat peas and corn. You don't want to stress them. At weaning, have all the rich seeds, little seeds in front of them. Let them eat. Let them not get stressed. It's very, very important. I know our grandfathers used to say, force them to eat peas and corn. And you've heard me say it before. I've never had an adult pigeon that refused to eat peas and corn. But my babies will have this in front of them, all they can eat for the next, long period of time. So I vaccinated my babies with PMV, Rota, and pox. Now, I will wait about 2.5 weeks before I ship them to the One Loft races. The reason is this year I'm going to let the One Lofts give them their second vaccine. I'll let them do whatever they do. So my birds have the PMV, Rota, and pox. When they arrive at the One Lofts, they'll get their second vaccine. Many vets say you can hurt the birds if you vaccinate for PMV too soon between vaccinations. So at the minimum, if I ship some of these birds in 2.5 weeks, they'll be vaccinated in nearly 3 weeks between vaccines, and that's very important. If I was going to keep them much longer, I could probably vaccinate them a second time in 3 weeks and then wait to ship maybe 2 weeks after that. The two best products on the market for grits and minerals would be the Vaccination grit with redstone and the natural Vitamineral. It's a pink mineral. If you can only afford 2 products for grits and minerals, it would be the Vaccination grit with redstone and the natural pink mineral. If you have these 2, you don't need anything else. Do not, hear me, do not feed the ground granite grit. It irritates the insides of the birds. I think it leads to a lot of health problems because you're having little fissions or little cuts inside their gizzard, inside their gut, which probably bacteria enter. If you have to, go to the ocean, get little pebbles, then you can add some calcium. This, if you can only afford 1 mineral product, the natural brand, natural Vitapink mineral, very best. You have these 2. For minerals, you don't need anything else, and I'm going to show you what I put in the water. Again, let me show you the rest of the grits here. This is the all-in-one Vaccination all-in-one grit mix. The brown mineral block. It kind of breaks up, it crumbles. And the pickstone. We will also add some Kirkpatrick's black minerals and a magnesium block, but this is just for today, having everything in front of these birds that they might need. In the water, when I wean my babies, I have new biotic. It's an oregano-cinnamon combination, best on the market. I'll put a link below where you can buy it and get my discount. It's amazing. It works better than the antibiotics, 1 milliliter to the gallon. And I like to use this blue bubble top waterer because most of the one-loft races use very similar waterers. Plus, I have another waterer back there, just like it's holes in a 5-gallon jug. I want the babies to trip over the water. I don't want them to have any trouble finding it. If they look a little sleepy, I'll dip them, but most of them find them themselves. And again, I'll put a link to New Biotic. It's a product I've been using. Very best on the market for keeping your pigeons naturally healthy. You'll have very little sickness, if any, on this product. This is the grit I use, Columbine. It's Vercella Lager. It's grit with redstone, best on the market. And again, I did a video on grits. I'll put the link below. You can get my opinion on what you should do, what you shouldn't do. The best mineral, if you can only use 3 products, bang, right there. Grit with redstone, Columbine, Vercella Lager. Product number 2, natural, Vitamineral. Best mineral product on the market. Nothing even comes close. I buy it in the bigger container. We usually will move it sometimes to this smaller container, but buy as big as you can. And the other product is the New Biotic, which we just talked about, the oregano product. And today also, this is what I vaccinated my birds with a little while ago. It's just a Rota PMV vaccine. Any company will do. I just got some Nobilis vaccine in. I'm going to use that next. And this was my pox vaccine. I'll put a link to my pox video where I mix a little at a time. It'll stay 3 weeks in the syringe. So once it's mixed, I'll keep it in the syringe. I'll put a little microscopic dot through the skin of the birds, just a little droplet of vaccine, and that's all it takes to have a good take with the birds. If you look at my babies, you won't see a lot of diversity, mostly blues and checkers. I want them to go to the one-loft race. I want them to blend in. The odd colors tend to stand out a little bit with hawks and falcons, so you want to get them to blend in and not stand out in the group. And again, you can see the health of these babies, tight eyes, they're a little scared. I just weaned them. They've got great feather, no blemishes. They're very alert. They're a little scared. I mean, they just got vaccinated. They just left their breeding lot for the first time. But they'll sit 2.5 weeks. They'll go to the one-loft race. They're very corky. They're very buoyant. They should condition easily. This is Frank McLaughlin, McLaughlin Lofts. Please like and subscribe. And hope you share. And thank you so much.